Hi.
Hi.
Your backdrop is so much cooler than mine. I need to get one like that. I just have like a white wall. That's really
Yeah,
pretty.
it
I love
stays on 24 hours a day.
I
It's
love
just it's all lit up here 24 hours a day.
it. I love it. I love the lights. Let me give it one second. Let me add something on here.
Okay.
All
Hi,
right, setting.
everybody. How's everybody doing?
All right, fun. Why are all these on here?
I
Sorry.
got Christian.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming to Sweet Tea. This is JJ, your flavor Rican here on TikTok. I've had the pleasure of meeting her in person. She is a great, wonderful woman. Dude, always with the positivity, always with kindness, always with a smile on her face. I freaking love it. Her smile lights up a room. We were in a huge room I was at two Jersey events, and each time, like, you can totally see her smile is all over the place and it lights up the room. It's so inviting. So when I was doing Sweet Tea, I was like, I got to get JJ on.
And, and I happily accepted.
Absolutely. So, JJ, let's just start off with tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, everything like that.
Okay, so I grew up in a small town called Little Ferry. We have about 12,000 residents. I am the vice president of the Board of Health, so I am very involved in my community. Um, and I lived here my whole life, born and raised. My parents live here in this town 60 years.
Oh,
So I grew up in a small town, and my friends are friends since I was the fifth grade.
yeah.
Um, and I just, I grew up in a great family, mom,
Mhm.
dad, brothers, sisters. They were my biggest cheerleaders, even when I had my get quick, crazy, ideas. Trying to
Uh-huh.
get rich quick. I always was in something. I was always doing something, but I had a family that supported me, and
Hmm.
they were my biggest fans, my biggest cheerleaders throughout my whole life. I didn't even have to come out. My mom wrote me a letter, and she said, at 18 years old, she said,
Oh.
"Mommy and Daddy, all right, I'm 18. Mommy and Daddy know that the opposite sex does not attract to you, and we want you to know that we love you no matter what."
Oh.
So I've had such an amazing life growing up. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed. Um, so like life for me, like growing up, like I never had to sneak out. I never had to say I was going someplace else because my parents were really cool, and I never
Yeah.
really did anything that bad. Um, but I don't know. If you have any questions for me, you want to know anything else, I don't. My struggles are with business,
Yeah.
relationships, things like that.
So you were 18. And you've lived in the same place your whole life. Did you go to college? Where'd you go from 18?
Yes, I went to college. I attended Keene University, and I actually went for physical therapy.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but it wasn't something that I was interested in. And then I took the test to be a corrections officer, and I scored very, very high in the fact that I was Hispanic. I
Mm-hmm.
was I was chosen, and I went
Nice.
through the entire process. I was
Mm-hmm.
just ready to go to the training, and the freeholders put a freeze on hiring,
Oh, wow.
and it took 2 years for the freeze to come off. By the time it was up again, would have to had take the test over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided not to take the test over again. I said
Mm-hmm.
no. I was already into something different. So my path may have been very, very
Yeah.
different than what it is today, because my intention was I was going to be a corrections officer and then move to sheriff's department. So life, now I'm a dressing maker. You know what I mean? Life took a turn.
So when we talked on the phone, you were talking about how we were talking about like 2005
Yeah,
when you were working in mortgage, right?
correct. Yes.
So you were in mortgage, and then 2005, everybody knows 2005, everything went. So tell us a little bit about that, like where life was at for you around that time.
Yeah, so I actually work for a title company,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing mortgages as well, and like Danielle just said, the mortgage industry just took a plunge, and I got laid off from my job. It's like, and I collected unemployment for 6 months, and during that time, I started to watch the Food Network. I was just like so like I couldn't get enough of it, and I
Yeah.
loved it. And I think I oh listen, I think I always loved cooking. I've always loved food, but the addiction, I guess, became real. Like it like hit me in the face. So I was like, wow. I was like, so during that 6 months, I said, you know what, I want to open my own catering company. Like I want to do this. And I did. I opened a catering company, and I did that, for a little while. And then from there, I actually owned a cafe. It was called the Lunchbox Cafe. It had
Oh.
about 16 tables, and we served anywhere from breakfast to lunch. We did brunches on Sundays. Sometimes I do like an LGBT brunch. And
Mm-hmm.
we would have like I would put paper on the table so people can draw with the crayons, and it was a really 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 nice place. I had it for about 3 years, and then we had a hurricane, and not only did I lose everything there, I lost everything. I lived in the basement of my home,
Oh wow.
and I had, my ceilings were 9.5 feet. I had 8.5 feet of water.
Holy crap.
So I lost everything, and that was the beginning of JJ's own. Well,
Mm.
so I had all my inventory that was stored there,
Mm-hmm.
and when I lost everything, I mean, I was swiped straight across. I mean, my cafe, everything. I mean, I didn't even have a pair of socks.
Holy
I
crap.
mean, I had everything. I
Yeah.
walked out of that house. Oh, my house currently. I walked out with just what I
Mm-hmm.
was with. Everything that I had acquired throughout the years was, I mean, it was gone. I was done.
Wow.
So I did. We redid.
Mm-hmm.
We redid everything, and to only I think it was 4 days, four
Mm-hmm.
days after it being redone, something broke in town, and the whole thing was completely flooded again.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was really bad. I Here in this house, I've been through 5 major floods.
Oh God.
The fifth one was Hurricane Sandy, and
Mm-hmm.
I if a company of like a, people that were coming in to help people
Mm-hmm.
actually came in, and they redid my basement, because at that point we were like gonna be like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
So
5 floods. That's
I had
crazy.
to take the bathroom out, because that's where the
Mm-hmm.
problems were coming from the bathroom. So
Yeah.
I took that out, and we thank God we haven't had any problems since then. But I lost everything so many times,
Yeah.
and that's that thing that I have, that like I just never want to give. I just never give up, because I just feel like I wouldn't be here in this box with you if I did.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to tell you and everyone else this amazing story, because
Yep.
it is a true story of perseverance, and it is. I look at it and I think to myself, like, I can't believe I did this,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So,
Yeah, 5 floods. And then we were talking on the phone, and you were talking about when the first time it happened, you were getting ready to be on the shelves of Whole Foods, right?
correct. I was supposed to be on.
Yeah.
It hit through, but we were in a national disaster. So
Yeah.
when I called Whole Foods, they obviously knew what was going on. They said to me, "You do what you need to do." So at that time, I had 3 jobs,
Mm.
and I saved up all the money I had to restock everything all over again. And I did it. And 8 months later, I was on the shelf of my first Whole Foods.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
like it was amazing. And I went to do a demonstration.
Mm-hmm.
The managers came to the table, and they're like, "What is this?" They're like, "It's at every register." In 2.5 hours, I sold 13 and a half cases.
13 and a half cases.
13 and a half cases, and there's 12 to a case in
Holy,
two and a half hours.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was awesome. That was my sight of like, wow, my God, here I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, so much has happened since then, but it
Yeah.
was a nice start.
Yeah.
It was
So
nice.
whenever you came, excuse me. So whenever we came, you started with you're doing the catering, you're doing the cafe, everything is starting to go up. You got the Whole Foods, and then bam, you got hit with a natural disaster that literally put you back to square one. What kept you going? Like how a lot of the times when something like that happens to somebody, it knocks you down and it discourages you.
It does. I mean, like I said, listen, I'm the soul that's never gonna let it go. Like I'm never listen. If it means if I wanted to be a household name, I wanted to
Yeah.
make something that everybody could enjoy, not just adults but children. I wanted everybody. I wanted to be at your table, and I wanted you to be eating JJ's own.
That's
You
awesome.
know, and I just the will to want to succeed and the will to just say, oh my God, I did this. It's just for 365 days I got up every day, because if I didn't get up, who was going to get up for me?
Right.
I didn't have that. I don't have. Listen, I have brothers and sisters, but they're older than me. And
Mm-hmm.
my mom and dad were already older. My mom is 83. I lost my dad 2 year three, it's going to be almost 3 years ago in April from COVID. I don't have a family behind me that could come and physically help me. They can
Yeah.
support the hell out of me,
Yeah.
but they can't physically come. So it's been me like for 10 years. JJ's Own is in business for, I just celebrated 10 years in November.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I've done this whole thing by myself,
Yeah.
and so that's why when something happens, it means so much more. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, you
That,
got
that
blood,
like,
sweat, tears,
yeah,
floods, everything inside of
every,
JJ's Own.
yeah, no
What
doubt.
inspired you to do JJ's Own? Because I know you said you were doing the cafe and catering. What inspired you to like come up with that and get on the shelves and do everything like that?
Okay, so fun fact, not many people know this. JJ's Own started with a cilantro lime mayo. I hate mayo, but it was a all natural, no preservative mayo. It was cilantro lime.
Mm-hmm.
It really was like so good. That was my first product actually that made it into Whole Foods. That's the
Mm-hmm.
one that made the shelf first. Um, but then um during COVID, like I mean not COVID, during this hurricane and all that,
Mm-hmm.
there was a company that was supplying me with the pasteurized egg yolks,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to have a pasteurized egg yolk because it has to be all natural.
Mm-hmm.
The company, they were very very expensive, and like it was just too much for me to handle. So I
Mm-hmm.
said to myself, I got to make a different product that I could do that doesn't take, you know, I don't have to jump through hoops to get. So
Mm-hmm.
the basil vinaigrette was born. I changed my name from JJ's Best to JJ's Own.
I like JJ's Own.
I like JJ's Own. I changed it. And what I did was I went into the system of Whole Foods and I added the new product. I
Mm-hmm.
discontinued the old one, and cilantro lime vinaigrette was born. So now we have two JJ's Own on the shelf in Whole Foods. So that's pretty much how that happened. And then, as the years, I made new flavors. I started
Mm-hmm.
with one. I now have six. I mean, I
Six.
started. Yeah, I have six flavors, and I have a website that ships all around the world. And let me tell you, it hits every state. It really
Amazing.
does. I mean, you think to yourself, like, you know, you're just selling a salad dressing and a marinade. Like, sometimes I say to myself, like, what's in this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so
Yeah.
good, like you gotta have it, but it's been an amazing ride, and like I'm here for it, and I'm so glad that I never gave up.
Yeah.
That's it. I never gave up. Listen, there's been many a times that I wanted to, because you know what? Back in the day, like when I didn't have my shit together, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
was a kid, I wanted to be a kid. I wanted to spend lots of money, as I made lots of
Yep.
money, and I did stupid things, and I wish I knew then what I know now. You know what I mean? But along the way, I mean, listen, I too can understand what it is for someone to say, my God, I don't know how I'm going to make a car payment. I don't
Yeah.
know how, I'm going to pay my bills. You know what I mean? Because here I was in a brand new business just starting. I
Yeah.
started this business with $500 in a dream.
Yeah.
I, I that's really what it comes down to, and I had those struggles, and I know that a lot of people go through those struggles, but what I'm here to tell you is that it's possible. I kid you not. I mean, there were times where I didn't know how I was going to pay for something, and I just figured it out. And
Mhm.
every day got better and better. I got into a new Whole Foods. I got into Stu Leonard's. I got into Bed Bath and Beyond. I just started to make it move, and then you start to see. But what people don't understand is what you put out, you got to put right
Yeah.
back in, so you don't get to enjoy the benefits.
Hmm.
Just now, here at 10 years later, I enjoy some small benefits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a
Yeah.
process. And, I want to grow it into an empire. I want to, I would like my own show on the Food Network. I want to do the food reviews. I want to incorporate, a little bit about my life. And, I have people that we're working on that,
That's awesome.
uh, I mean, that's basically where I want to go. I want to take the brand and just e-commercely just run it through the world.
Did you think, looking back now, JJ laying on the couch watching Food Network, did you ever think that you'd be here?
No. It's so funny that you say that because I thought of that like the other day. I remember because after I spoke with you, I would think
Mhm.
of like, oh, when I used to watch the Food Network, and I was like, I would have never in a million years thought that as I sat on that couch and watched those shows,
Mhm.
that I would be where I am today.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever. And I hope to be standing in their kitchen to
Yeah.
say that these words that I'm speaking to you, one day I hope to speak it in their kitchen. I
I hope
mean, that's
one day, I hope one day I get to be like, oh my God, that's JJ. I did a sweet tea with her.
listen, Danny, I'll always come back for sweet tea for you. Just,
I love
just saying.
it. So we have now like what inspired, like who is that person that inspires you? Because this is like you're definitely a dreamer, you're a hard worker. Like who inspired you to basically become the adult that you are today? Oh,
Well,
we're full.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that life
Mm-hmm.
has made me who I am today. you know I look up to certain people. I look at people like role models, and
Yeah.
I say, I never want to be you, but I would love to do something like you,
Right.
right? And you know I have that, but to me it's life's challenges
Mm-hmm.
that have made me grow up, that have made me look at things differently, have made me make smart business choices. I just think it's life. I mean, life comes at you sometimes like a
Yeah.
curveball, and you just, when you're left with no choice, you just got to do what you got to do,
Right.
so I think for me personally, life's what life has given me keeps me in the direction
Mm-hmm.
of where I need to go. I necessarily don't look at someone and say they would make me do that, because really, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
us, all of us, are the only people that could do what we need to do for us.
Right.
You know, I do, but I look up to a lot of people. Listen, one that I look up to is Marge. She is a New Jersey housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Margaret Josephs. She is a very good friend of mine, and she is a business entrepreneur. Forget the housewife. She's a business entrepreneur, and she gives me such great direction, and she helps me, and I look up to her. I look up to a person like her. She's established, she's
Mm-hmm.
smart, she makes good decisions, and she always helps me out with mine. So she's somebody that I look up to as well.
That's amazing. How did you? So I know I went to New Jersey, and they're like the New Jersey Housewives are in the building. I'm like, what? How did you like end up being, because I know we're going to get to one part that I've seen here on TikTok too, and I got to ask about it. How did you end up linking in with the New Jersey Housewives?
So some years ago, I would say maybe about 12 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, the cake boss,
Mm-hmm.
he had a 4th of July party, and I was there, and Melissa and Joe and Melissa's two sisters were there at the party.
Mm-hmm.
And I instantly gravitated to Melissa's sisters. And I met Melissa and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And this was prior to my surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prior to it. So I exchanged, Instagrams with her sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of watched my journey throughout the years. I would see them at different parties, but it was just Melissa and Joe that I met first.
Mm-hmm.
The other girls were introduced to me after. Um, and then after I had my surgery, I was just like, I felt so good, and this and that, and this is over 5 years ago. Um, I just would see them down the shore, and we just would always talk and have great times. And next thing you know, I was like invited to the parties. You know what I'm saying? And
Amazing.
and it was great. And I at her party is where I met Dolores, and I met them all. And I'm very lucky to have them. They really go for bat for me.
Yeah.
They're good friends, and they're good people.
They are. They were absolutely when I didn't like meet them, like have one-on-one conversations with them because it's hectic sometimes at these like
Yeah.
the parties there's so many people, but they were so kind to everybody, smiling. They weren't just off in a corner like
Yeah.
stuck up. They were literally like if you would have told me like the New Jersey Housewives were there like and pointed up their table, I'd be like, "Wait, no, those look like, just like TikTok people because they're talking to everyone, smiling, having a good time."
Yeah.
I did see here on TikTok there is a certain I don't want to call them a tabloid because they're not even a tabloid. They're like basically a gossip page. I just I don't understand why women just can't be friends or people just can't be friends. They always want to try to make it something that it's not. And that has to be frustrating for you because, with the New Jersey Housewives and with your TikTok, of course, comes gossip,
Correct.
lies, everything like that. Tell us a little bit about it because I'm sure you've seen it where they're trying to make an accusation against you.
Yes, of course I've seen it. I've talked about it with Melissa, with Joe, with Marge. But so I woke up one morning, and someone sent me a video, and alleged video that is portraying that myself and Melissa Gorga were having an affair. And I watched it a few times, and I'm like, what is this? And
Right. I saw the one video and I was like, that's not really that
I'm reading,
scandalous.
I'm like, what is this? And I'm looking, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I send it to her, and I
Mm-hmm.
send it to Mark. I'm like, what's going on? What is this?
Yeah.
And as I proceeded to read into things, it is, I guess, a page that dislikes Melissa,
Hmm.
and they are trying to, bring her down. And I guess here I am, JJ,
Yeah.
lesbian. They see me the way I am with Melissa, but that's the way I am with her. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She's my friend, and I am the same way with Joey. Joey and I hug each other, we kiss each other. It's just the way we are.
Yeah.
Listen, that's Puerto Rican in me. I want to love you. You know what I'm saying? I want to hug you. I want to
Would
kiss
love
you.
you talk with your hands.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, and we're friends, and I think that they took advantage of the fact that they could take me because they know that I am close with her,
Yeah.
and that they can put us together and try to make her look bad.
Yeah.
It's a shame that happens, and it is what it is, but it is not true. It is a false accusation. It was not only on TikTok, it was on Instagram, it was on several other .com pages, and probably over 2 million people saw it.
Wow.
So in my eyes, listen, I have a business. I have a
Right.
family. I have a girlfriend.
Right. Which
I
gorgeous.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God. The way y'all look at each other, it's just so
Thank you.
freaking cute.
But I mean, like, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? it's, so people, they need to do better. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
hopefully, hopefully there's no more affairs for me with any of the housewives. But listen, this is what I said to Melissa. I go, Melissa, I mean, if anybody was going to say I was having an affair, I mean, at least it was with you, baby. And she said, you damn JJ.
It has to be frustrating for you because, this person obviously doesn't like Melissa and they're
Yeah.
trying to attack her. And I don't think some people realize when they make up these false rumors, right? They're like, oh, is she dipping in the lady pond? That was one. I was like, oh my God. One, yes, they're trying to attack Melissa, but you're like a casualty. And like, what if the Melissa people or didn't know about you, that you guys didn't have a friendship, and they now started to come after you and attacking your business and attacking your character because now you're the home wrecker or whatever they want to call it. I don't think these gossip people realize how much damage they do to the people that are around. And I mean, that had to be very frustrating for you because there has to be that what if in the back of your head. You know what I mean?
It honestly, Danny, it took my whole day up.
Yeah.
The whole day. That one video, it shot out my whole day between phone calls, and it was the thing. I say to myself, I don't know how they do it.
Right.
The pages, the way they bash them, the way they humiliate them. This is all day, every day for them.
Yeah.
I had one day, and I was like, my whole day was thrown off.
Right.
Crazy, crazy,
Yeah, I
crazy.
think, I haven't experienced it like on a big scale like that, but it's just when people make these false things out, it could really damage people's reputation. And like we heard, like you've gone through so much to get to where you're at today. And you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. You face adversity with natural disasters coming at you. And the one gossip page, because they are, I want to say obsessed because I looked at the page. They're willing to almost damage or potentially damage what you've built because they just don't like somebody that they've never met in real life.
Yeah.
And that's so frustrating.
It's frustrating, and it happens to so many people. Like,
Yeah.
even not celebrities, even people that are, just it's terrible. It's terrible. And,
Right.
I hope nothing like that, comes out again. But it
Right.
was it was quite an experience, I must say.
Right.
Listen, it got me a few sales on JJ Zone and a few new followers. So, listen, they say when they're still talking, that's a good thing. It's when
Yeah.
they stop talking.
Yeah. I think the gossip pages, and I wish that they would see you and Amy and just how y'all look at each other, they would know, okay. But I think it's just so frustrating that two women can't be friends without it. Oh, automatically they have to be having an affair, or you know what I mean? Like people can be friends without it being something more. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And you have your girlfriend is absolutely gorgeous. You guys, you can tell, like anybody, even a blind person, could see that y'all are absolutely in love. How long have y'all been together for?
It's about a year and a half now.
Shut up. Y'all look like y'all been together for 10 years. Like, seriously, like, y'all have, like, you just have that connection, like, you've been in each other's lives forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
absolutely
feel
cute.
I feel that. I feel like I know her forever. You know,
Yeah.
it's easy. It's
Right.
you know it's it before she came. I was single for about maybe 3 years, and I was actually engaged for 10 years.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I was with somebody for 10 years, and
Mm-hmm.
I was engaged to her. Um, and Amy came like with no warning. There was no warning label for Amy. And I wasn't, although I was looking around, I was fishing one night on
Yeah.
TikTok, and I said, you know what? Let me just try this one more person before I go to bed. And it was her. And I jumped in her live, and, this the screen opened, and here came this beautiful blonde, blue-eyed girl. And I kind of was like, hi. And at the same time, I mean, she did the same thing back. And
Mhm.
this is a woman that has never even thought about being with another woman.
Wow.
Like, she's like, I'm not a lesbian. I'm not, I just fell in love with you. If
Right.
I if Amy and I don't work out, she will not be with another woman.
Yeah.
that's just what happened. Like she says, I'm not a lesbian. I just love JJ, you know, but, it was, I guess, a blessing.
Right.
I'll call it a blessing. And it's a very easy love. We don't really fight. I mean, listen, she's a little extra. I will say she's a little extra, and we do have our occasional disagreements,
Right.
but it is probably, or I'll say it is the healthiest relationship that I have ever had in my entire life. In every way, we respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
We talk. Sometimes, listen, sometimes I get a little hot headed and I'm all over the place, or like I'm very, very busy. And
Mm-hmm.
like, listen, Amy wants to talk to me. She wants to talk. I mean, she wants to talk. And sometimes she should get a little upset at me. And I'm like, babe, I'm so busy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that long distance,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I can come home from work and go see her, or
Yeah.
she can come home from work and come see me. So we battle the long distance as well.
Yeah.
But even battling the long distance, it's it's a I mean, it like I said, it is the healthiest relationship I've ever had.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see where it's going to go. I mean, because we are not, we're not doing the thing where you meet 1 year and then you move in with each other. We're,
Right.
we're not doing that. I feel even after a year and a half, you're still getting to know someone.
Right.
You know, and I think along the way, you do those things, and we're in no rush. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're in no rush. And listen, I want to get married one time, one and done. So I'd rather be patient. We see
Mhm.
each other once a month. I'm, you know, it's just a great thing. I don't know. Sometimes I say, like, where'd you come from? Like, how'd this happen? But it did. And it's a very easy type of love, and it's very genuine. And listen, she loves me like I probably never been loved like that before. I mean,
Oh.
she's a genuine love. She
Yeah.
really, really is. She's a genuine soul, and her feelings get hurt. And I gotta put a band-aid on. And I'm not, here I am. I'm like this New York, New Jersey. I'm like, hustle, bustle. Let's go, beat the horn. Let's go. She's like, why are you beeping the horn? I'm like, I want to tell the guy, move the fuck out of the way. And she's like, oh, well, we wave in Arkansas. How this Puerto Rican end up with this country girl, I have no idea, but it works. And I'm excited to see where it goes. And I
Yeah.
and I appreciate all the love that everybody shows us. I really
It
do.
is. It is definitely cute when I was doing your video and I was seeing it, I was like, oh, this is like the cutest thing ever. I mean, it's just you can tell that you guys genuinely love each other by the way you look at each other. And it's just I would have thought that you guys have been together, like I said, for years and years and years. Like you just look like you just your souls are like meant to be kind of, you know what I mean? Like you can just tell by your energy together. It's like you've known each other your whole life, you know what I mean?
Facts, yeah. And that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen a lot.
No.
It's very rare that you meet someone that you can click with like that.
Yeah.
Like that you have to, like, I don't know. I mean, listen, I have done a lot of things in my life, and I have dated, and I've done a lot of things maybe that, I'm not so proud of, but they got me to be where I am today,
Yeah.
and wanting just one. I don't want two, I don't want three, I don't want five. I just
Right.
want one, you know? So,
Sometimes, people grow. It's not necessarily that they change, they grow. We
mhm.
talked a little bit about it, about past and young JJ and everything that you went through, and you
Yeah.
grow, and you people can change, you know what I mean? They can, but not so necessarily change who they are, but they grow from who they were before, that toxic past, and they grow. And now you have something beautiful, and you're all the way there, and she's all the way in Arkansas, but you guys get to see each other once a month. How do
Yeah.
you, how do y'all make sure that distance doesn't become an issue?
Um, Well, I guess, through communication, and I have to say she is the communicator. Like I give it to her because, you know, listen, and I don't like, I don't mean this in any bad way, but like, you know, they say the phrase out of sight, out of mind, right? I'm always
Yes.
thinking about her. I'm always thinking about her. There's no, can you hear me?
Hmm.
Okay. But the thing is that I have so much going on
Yeah.
that I'm all over the place. But, she always reminds me, she stops me and she says, "Hey, babe, I'm over here. Hey, me, fix the problem. I'm here, and does it in such a great way that, like she just, she holds us together. She makes it happen. And, she makes me stop too and say, you know what, listen, it takes 2 seconds to send her a message, a
Yeah.
text message. Hey, babe, I'm thinking about you. Hope you have a good day. She taught me that,
Oh my
you
God,
know,
it means so much.
it really does.
Yeah.
She taught me to do that. Like, it really only takes seconds. All you have to do is open your phone and you could even talk Siri. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But sometimes life just gets ahead of you. But you have to stop and you have to think that there's another person on the other end. And I never used to think of things like that, but she makes me think of things like that. So, I do in the middle of my hustle and bustle, I
Hmm.
stop what I'm doing at that moment to take 30 seconds and send her a message. I mean, just to let her know that I'm here. I'm thinking about her, because we are so far away,
Right.
But it took some time to learn how to do that, you know.
Yeah. But it sounds like she's like your patience, your calm. She's
She is.
your, yeah, because you're, like you said, you're like fast paced, hustle, bustle. And, I was saying she's like, the calm and sensitive. And it works. Like you're so much alike and so different at the same time. So it works out. It's like you grow together to become this, like, just this unit, this one little person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
You know what?
amazing.
What I like about her is that she's just like me. She's a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
She's a go getter. You know what I mean? She's she possesses every quality I look for. You know what I mean? It's like we will be a
Yeah.
power couple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Together. I like that about her. I like that quality. I like that quality in
Yeah.
a woman. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't need me. We
Right.
don't need each other. We're there because we want to be,
Yeah.
So that's good. I like her hustle. Listen, she's the calm, and I'm the storm,
Yeah.
whatever. But um she's a little storm herself. So, I mean, just saying, she could be a little storm herself. And
Yeah.
but we hold it together.
So you were just scrolling TikTok one night, shooting your shot. You found a blonde hair, blue-eyed beauty. How long after shooting your shot did you guys meet in person? Because, like you said, she never thought about being with a woman before, so you were kind of like, you just came out of left field for her too, you know?
Yes. Well, when in her live, I asked, she had a sign quite like this one behind her, and I said to her, "Hey, what does that sign say?" And I said, "I want to be underneath that sign." And 3 weeks later, I was underneath the sign.
Oh,
Yeah, I meet her, and like all my at the time, I was single. I used to say I'm single as a Pringle. You know what I'm saying?
oh
I
God,
used to
yeah,
so TikTok, just going and want to meet everybody, and everybody's live, and hey, what's going on? And I just said, let's do this. And my people were like, you just can't go meet some girl in Arkansas. And they're like trying to talk me out of it. And I'm like, no, she's nice, guys. I talked to her on the phone, this and that. And a lot of people didn't want me to go. They were
mm,
like, no, JJ, don't go. She's in another state, da da da. And I was like, no, I'm going. And I went. And I'm so glad that I went. When I got there, she treated me like she had known me her whole life, and it was just instant. It was an instant connection,
that's
and
amazing.
here we are 1.5 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So you and Amy been together for a year and a half. Your business is taking off. I mean, it just seems like everything is, I mean, just going really, really. It's crazy how the universe works, man. It's so
Yeah.
crazy how it puts you in the right place at the right time because, we talked about it. If you say you would never sign, you would never left the title company, you were still there, never got laid off, you had never been home watching Food Network, you probably would have been a corrections officer, no TikTok, no Amy. It's so crazy how one thing that happens to so many people and they look at it as this negative thing, sometimes the universe pushes you and is like, no, this is the path that you need to go on. Some things
Yeah.
everything needs to fall apart for it to come together.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Listen. I I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't turn the I wouldn't turn left instead of right.
Right.
I love the journey that I've had. The journey has led me here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy with my journey. Listen, don't get me wrong. My life is not sunshine and seashells. The whole
Right.
thing. You know what I'm saying? We're talking here, but I have a lot of stress with business and you know there are a lot of things that I go through.
Yeah.
Uh, just in general. Um, so I don't want everybody to think that I have a perfect life because
No.
far from
But
perfect.
your life is what you made it.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Your life
Uh,
is what you made it. You put
yeah,
in the blood, the sweat, the tears, you overcame obstacle after obstacle that was thrown at you. It's what you make it.
yeah, no
Don't
doubt.
ever give up on yourself. Don't ever give up on your dreams. It's kind of what I'm taking from this.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
That's the message that I want to give to everybody. I mean, if you have a dream, it's you could do it. You could do it.
Right.
I'm living proof of it.
Right.
I really am. I'm living proof of it, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop. I'll stop when I take my last breath.
Right.
That's when I'll stop. You know,
Yeah.
I wanna be able to tell you, call you up and be like, hey, Danny, turn the
Right.
channel, take your remote. You know what I'm saying? I want all those things, and I'm gonna work as hard as I can to get them, to fulfill each one of my goals and my dreams.
Yeah. It's always up. You don't have to stay saying, oh, okay, gotcha. I was reading the comment right there. I was like, what's going on? But yeah, you definitely have never given up. You keep your head up, positivity over everything. I keep going back. I couldn't imagine, putting your all into JJ's own, and then for the flood to come through and take everything, and you
Yeah.
just, a lot of, and that happens. That happened to a lot of people, and you didn't give up. You put in the work. You got 3 jobs, and got yourself right back up, right back
Facts.
up.
Facts. I mean, nothing. The road has not been easy at all. I
Yeah.
mean, there were plenty of times I was like, you can't do this. You're not going to make it.
Right.
But I don't know. I just didn't. I couldn't give up. I feel like I failed,
Right.
and I never want to fail. I never want to let anybody see me fail because I don't want to fail. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
want to always do good. And honestly, the people, the followers and
Mm-hmm.
people that lift me up, they are really the true heroes here.
Right.
Because if it wasn't for them, they are the ones that lift me up. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? When I'm having a bad day,
Oh,
all I
they're
gotta do is
amazing,
go
aren't
live.
they?
They're
Yeah.
unbelievable. I say I wouldn't change my direction for anything. I have amazing followers, amazing people that support me and love me. I mean, it's just so much love all the time,
Yep.
and they really get me through my hardest of days. I mean,
Yeah.
because I have them too. I mean, I am human. I have hard days. I have rough days, but I just try to make them the best that I can make them. Because I mean,
Right.
what other choice do I have?
I think a lot of people they think I hate when people go, I'm just a nobody or I'm a small account or
Yes.
I'm not a creator or whatever. I don't think they realize how much it actually means when we come on here. Maybe we're not feeling great and that one comment comes in at the right time and just says something so positive or something let us know that what we're doing is the right thing to do. And it's
Yeah.
just it truly does mean the world. Or like we post a video and someone makes just one positive comment. It does something for us. And so never think that you're too small because your words are so powerful. Just like we talked about, these negative comments and this negative gossip and, all that stuff and the type how it could hurt us with these negativity. In the opposite side, that positivity, it changes everything for us. It changes our mindset. It changes the smile we have on our face. It's absolutely amazing to have people behind you from all across the world you never met, and they're behind you. They're in your corner. It feels phenomenal.
It is. It's a great
Yeah.
feeling. It really, really is. And I've got to meet so many people because I have the events,
Hmm.
and I feel like I've brought thousands of people together.
Right.
Thousands. I mean thousands, literally thousands of people,
Hmm.
from I started TikTok on Cinco de Mayo. So this May,
Hmm.
I'll be 3 years on TikTok. And when I first started, I tell the story. I had 7 people in my room. And I was like, for those 7 people, we used to talk every night. And I used to be
Yeah.
like, what's everybody doing? I mean, literally all 7 of us had conversation.
Yeah.
And little by little, that 7 grew to 11, 20, 21, 23. And it just kept going. And it's just been such an amazing ride. And being able to connect so many people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many people in this world on TikTok that don't have anything, that they have no one. They
Yeah.
have That's who they have. They have us to come to.
Right.
And you know, me being able to have the events that I do bring all these people together, and
It does.
the friendships, the relationships. I mean, I've connected so many people, and that in itself is an amazing thing. I say, when I'm at my own event, I always take a step back, right, from above, and I look at the party, and I say to
Hmm.
myself, wow, like, there's people there from Canada, from
Yeah.
Canada to Ohio to California. I mean, all around the world, and everybody's dressed up like a wedding. I mean, like,
Oh, that's the best part. I love
to
that
pull
part.
this over. I mean, Danielle, you were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I've been to two. I've been to two, and when I first got on TikTok, I was only on TikTok, I think like maybe 2 weeks before I went to what was it? Spring Fling was the
Yes,
first one I went to, and then
Link.
November to Remember. So
Yes.
I was only on TikTok for 2 weeks. I didn't know. I knew Leah, and I knew a few people from like on here, but as far as like, I didn't know anybody. And really going to your event kind of, really got me closer and more connected, and people got to know me more. And I got to sit down and have those conversations. Like, one of the best conversations I had there was with me and Kelsey. We just
Yeah.
sat down and we talked, and I'm this little fiery thing that came to TikTok for 2 weeks, and she kind of just like sat me down and was like, hey, like, you have a great personality, you can do great things, your mouth. And I'm like, I know. It's gonna get me in trouble every now and then. And everyone's dressed up. I don't ever get to go dress up anything like anywhere like that. And it really sets the tone. If people show up in flip flops and leggings and a t-shirt, it's going to be a certain type of party, but everyone's dressed up nice. Hair and makeup is done. They have the dresses. It just sets the tone and the environment. It makes everybody feel really good. And I love seeing everybody there. I love going to the events. They're amazing. They're
They
so
were
much fun.
they were fun. They were fun.
Right.
I have retired from events, but I am having a meetup. In case I just
Yeah.
throw it out there, July 23rd at the Beachcomber in Seaside Heights. Uh,
Okay.
it's a beach bar. Up top, it's open, overlooks the ocean, the boardwalk. It's free to get in. There's music, there's food. We party. It's a Sunday fun day. Anyone is welcome. Just throwing it out there.
That's awesome. I know I missed your events. I went to two. I went to two of them. I mean, you definitely throw a good one. So if you ever come out of retirement, let me know. I missed the one with Brandy, but if you ever come out of retirement, let me know. I'll be there.
I'll definitely let everybody know. Vita's in the corners going like this. No.
They're so much fun. You really put together like just such a great event. I mean, like I said, like your smile lights up a room, and you have just some of the greatest people there. Like, it's really no drama. Everyone's just hanging out, having a good time. And, I think from people coming in there, you have people that have, over 1 million followers down to people that are just starting their accounts, but you can't tell in the room. You know what I mean? Everyone is just talking to everyone. Everyone's hanging out. It's just a great time. And it's an open bar. That's great.
It honestly, when I look at it, I say to myself, like, with all the drama that goes on TikTok and with all the
Right.
drama that goes on in life with people, for one night, it's amazing
Right.
how everybody gets along.
Right.
Everybody has a drink together. We break bread together. It's it's just it's almost unbelievable,
Right.
right? I've never ever ever had a problem at any event.
It's like TikTok's prom.
Yes,
You
it's
know,
true.
it's TikTok's prom. It's
It
great,
is.
but it is so much fun. And there's, I mean, if you guys got to go to one of the events, they're phenomenal. If she ever comes out of retirement, make sure you go. I did want to go back. I know you're talking about 5 years ago.
Yes.
You had a surgery, and it kind of you said that kind of changed your personality. What made you want to get weight loss surgery?
Well, I mean, at one point I was probably about 340 pounds.
Oh wow.
And even at 340 pounds, I was always very active, you know?
Yeah.
But I just felt like I didn't want to be that anymore, you know? And I feel like I've always been a confident person. It's just my personality.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just I can't I can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just me.
Right.
Did I lose you?
Right. No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. You frozen on my side.
Okay.
Um
Oh, am I frozen for anybody?
Now it just ended. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right.
Um so I wanted to feel better. I wanted to just
Hmm.
change my life, and I inquired about the gastric sleeve surgery, and I went to see the doctor, and I booked the day that I went to see him. I booked it. I had my surgery November 29th. It was the day after Thanksgiving, 5.5 years ago, and the surgery went well. Thank God, knock on wood. I've never really had any problems with it. I lost
Amazing.
over 150 pounds, and
Oh
I've been
wow.
maintaining it for the last 3.5 years. And believe
Right.
me, it's the surgery is just a tool,
Yeah.
because if if you eat, you will gain the weight back. You
Right.
know, there's only a 3% chance, 3% only for this surgery that you make it.
Oh
A
wow.
lot of people gain their weight back, but it's a 3% only. But
Yeah.
to me, I started to, I was at the gym 7 days a week, 2 times a day, and I
Hmm.
just started to feel like, oh my God, and all this weight started to come off, and it just changed my world. Like my entire world changed. I mean, also too with that, I was with someone previously for 10 years.
Hmm.
Um, and she was with me through the surgery, and about 2 years into it, I or 3 years into it, I I just wasn't in love anymore,
Right.
and I think that because that the way I was changing
Hmm.
was making me want to experience life a little differently.
Right.
Like I just wanted to be out. Like
Hmm.
I didn't want to have a family anymore. I just wanted to be out.
Right.
I didn't want to play that role anymore because I felt so good. You know what I mean? And that's how that went. So I mean, it honestly, it was the best decision I've ever made in my whole life. You
Mm.
know, it changed my whole world. Obviously it knocked some things out of place, but in order to knock those things out of place, I had another destination. You know,
Right.
so everything worked out the way I guess it was supposed to.
Everything happens for a reason. I know you talk a little bit about, I know Brittany and Cheryl, they did your diet right before GIW.
Yes.
And this is something that's been really successful for you. What does a diet entail?
Okay, so
Am I frozen?
you were frozen.
Okay.
Um, so
Okay.
it's called a reset. It's intended for a bariatric
Hmm.
patient, but anybody could do it.
Okay.
You just have to have the willpower. It is very, very hard. Um, it's more like, you have to just stay focused.
Mhm.
Um, you have to eat a certain amount, specific things, and you got to drink a gallon of water a day. It's a
Wow.
guaranteed 8 to 10 pound weight loss,
Oh,
hands
wow.
down. I've had many people throughout the years do it. That I say that
Mhm.
we've people have lost 2 people with the weight that they've
Oh,
lost
wow.
during this diet. Someone just recently did it, and she lost 16 pounds.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
And it's
so
just off this cleanse. Where can people find this cleanse? Because I know we're about to come up on summer, and I'm
yes, yes,
sure I'm not the only one that's trying to get, beach ready.
yes, yes. Okay, so on my TikTok, it's the
Hmm.
second video pinned.
Okay.
It explains the entire reset.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
anybody that's wanting to know, make sure check out JJ's page. The second pin video is her cleanse. I know, like I said, Cheryl and Brittany did it right before GIW, and it's me. My Wi-Fi is going out. I'm having issues with my Wi-Fi. Am I good now?
You're good.
Okay, I switched over to regular. Um, so I know they did it and they had success with it right before GIW. I wish I would have done it, but I didn't know yet. But I'm probably going to be taking a look and maybe trying to. I have issues with sticking to something, but I also have an issue with my pants not fitting right now. So I got to figure out which one I got to make work, and I don't have enough money to go buy some new jeans. So it looks like I'm gonna be going the other route.
Listen, just buy Jello and pudding, and you're good.
Oh, I I am not a fan of Jello, but but I'm a fan, like I said, of fitting in my jeans again. I've gained so much weight over this past year. It's it's ridiculous. I need to get back in. I had a knee injury, so I used to work out and I used to go to the gym and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, whenever you stop, whenever you go back and you try to go and you go back to your old habits, man, that weight is going to come back on. And I messed up myself. I didn't stick to it,
Yeah.
and something I got to stick to. What's advice for someone like me, or people in the comments, on what are things they can do to try to, I don't know, make those changes in their life, and get their diet in order, get their lifestyle in order. What's some advice that you can give?
Okay, so the one thing I say is it's all about portion control. You
Hmm.
could have whatever you want to have. Like I eat. If I want to have Doritos, I have Doritos. If I want to eat
Hmm.
a Twinkie, I eat a Twinkie. But you have to have some balance as well. You have to, try to stick to something regularly. But when you want something, don't deprive yourself of it. Because the minute you
Right.
deprive yourself of it is when you're gonna crave it the most. And then
Hmm.
you fall off the wagon there a little bit. Like,
Right.
listen, self-discipline. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, Danielle, if your jeans don't fit you, you're the one. I mean, listen,
I
it's
know.
I'm the one that puts the Twinkie in my mouth. I mean,
Right. I'm the problem.
we sabotage ourselves,
Right.
And listen, it's not easy. I tell you, I had the gastric sleeve surgery because I needed that tool.
Hmm.
Losing weight is not easy. It's not an easy
No.
thing, but this was a tool to help me get there. And that once I got there, I mean, listen, I weigh myself every
Wow.
day. For the last 5.5 years, I have weighed myself every day because that determines my day, that determines my week. And it's just something that I will go with and have for the rest of my life.
Hmm.
You know, some people are very blessed and lucky and could eat everything and never gain a
Oh
pound.
God. I
You
used to be
know,
one of those people.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
lucky to be one of those people.
Yeah, I used to be one of those people a long time ago, not anymore. 2 kids later. But yeah, like I just never, like, back when I was going to the gym and I was working out, and that's one thing I always had to remind myself is I didn't put this weight on overnight. So I'm not gonna lose it overnight. And I
Correct.
think that, everyone wants that fast result, the get fit quick, and it's not really plausible. And what worked best for me was, like you said, like portion control, working
Yeah.
out, keeping my mindset to let you know, sometimes I'm going to lose great weight in a week, and there's times that I'm not going to lose weight, and it's going to be up and down. I just have to stick to it.
Yes.
But now that my knee's back healed up, now I gotta get back to doing it. It's just hard. But it is a lifestyle change. You know, you can't eat fast food every single day for every meal a day and think that you're gonna lose weight. It doesn't work that way. So it's just getting your mindset right, and I gotta get my mindset right.
Yes. Listen, once you get your mindset, listen, I always say this, and this is how I felt. Once you start to lose the weight, your mind becomes like, oh my God, like I did it. You can't wait to see the next pound and the next pound. And that's
Yeah.
what gets me going, like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this reset. I wake up the next day, I'm down 4 pounds. I'm like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink that water again. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
psych yourself up for it.
Right.
People, it's hard. There's no, there's no right or wrong way. I mean, you just got to get up and do it.
You just gotta go
you
with
know?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stick to it and give it time. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace to lose the weight. It doesn't happen overnight. Ozempic for diabetics. Yeah. See, I looked into keto, and I don't think keto is for me. I looked in. There's other diets. I just don't think those are for me. I think what's going to be best for me is kind of like what JJ was talking about. It's just portion control and making smart decisions. Like if you want Doritos, you can have a little bit of Doritos, but don't eat the whole bag.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. That's what happened.
Don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
You listen, people go on diets or whatever they do, and they're like, they cheat. And then because they cheat, they think that, like, all right,
Right.
I cheated and I ruined it. And then they fall off. But it's
Right.
okay. It's okay to cheat with something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Just
Food.
go right back on top. Yeah.
Food wise.
Yes, yes. Food wise. Yeah, food wise. Yeah, absolutely. But it's it's not easy for anyone, and
Right. That's amazing. You've 5 years. You've maintained it. You've continued to be successful. You do got the
yeah.
cleanse going on. Whenever you're talking about doing, hopefully getting on Food Network. Well, I'm not gonna say hopefully. When you get on Food Network, we're gonna put it in the universe.
Yes,
We're manifesting it.
yes,
When you get on Food Network, would
yes.
you say that you're more like your cooking style is for like a healthy lifestyle, fitness? Like what are your plans? Like what do you want to accomplish?
I would like to do everything. I would like
Yeah.
to be the healthy, because I do have that bariatric story
Yeah.
behind me, and I feel that a lot of people need that healthy. But then there's the people that don't eat that way. So
Right.
I just I honestly I really not so much the cooking portion of it. I want to go to I want to travel. I want to go to
Yeah.
places. I want to taste different things. I want to incorporate it in a way where some of the show is a little bit about my life as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the different struggles, because I truly believe I am a very relatable person.
You
You know,
are.
and I think that being relatable just shines right through. You know,
Right.
and I think that that's what people need in life. They need real.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Nobody wants fake.
Right.
So if you're watching me and you're experiencing the same issues and same problems that I'm experiencing, I'm relatable to you. And that makes a good show.
Yes, it
You
really
know?
does. This is how I would describe you, and that's how I describe my son at the same time because you guys both have that very energetic personality. I always say with my son, there's no strangers in this world, just friends he hasn't talked to yet. And I feel like
Yeah.
you're the same type of person. There's no strangers in this world, just friends you ain't talked to yet.
I talk to everybody.
Right.
If I'm in an elevator, I'll say hi to somebody. Like
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. I love to talk to people. I love to people watch. Like I could sit somewhere and just watch the people. Like I'm just a real easy, relatable person.
You are.
I'm easy to get along with. I'm just easy. I'm very strong in my convictions. I
Hmm.
am a very loyal person, and I believe in loyalty. Like
Yes.
it's very, very important to me. And like it's very hard in this world to find that loyalty.
Yes, it
And
is
i
so
i
hard.
have I have been very lucky and blessed to have
Mhm.
the friends that I do, the
Yes.
small group. uh it's just an amazing thing. But loyalty is a very, very important thing to me. And I feel like what you give to the universe, you get back,
Yeah.
you know, and if you have a friend, why do you want to talk about them? Just don't be friends with them.
Right.
I
I
mean,
have
you know
I
what I'm
have this
saying? Like,
thing.
I
I have
don't
this
get that
thing
part.
where if someone is talking to you about their close friend, right, and they're talking to you about them, I like
Yeah,
to sit there and think, wow, that's their close friend, and they're saying all this awful stuff about them. What are they going to say about me?
correct.
You know,
I
and there's nothing wrong with venting. There's a difference between venting and gossiping, and just I know about loyalty, and I've given loyalty when it wasn't deserved, and like I say, I'm that little. I'm just gonna keep being me, keep being loyal, and if people take advantage of it, that's a loss for them. Losing someone like me in their corner, just like you, losing someone like us, that's the biggest loss they can take. That's the biggest L.
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, with me comes Vita, the boss. And I
Yeah.
feel like, like we go in and it's TikTok itself has taught me so much. My life before TikTok was one that was just friends that I grew up with, but TikTok
Mhm.
opened my world up to so many things, and you know it's just amazing. Life, people, like just things I've never experienced before. Emotions. So TikTok is like an emotional roller coaster.
Right.
Like you're going through this ride, and like you never know, what's gonna happen
Yeah.
from day to day. And I watch. I am the creator that sits in the background, and I watch everything. I never ever speak on anyone. I never ever speak on anyone. I'm just, I'm not that
Yeah.
one. I can go in and I can talk to just about anybody. I don't have
Hmm.
problems with people. I don't like that. That's just
Right.
not me. I want people to feel safe when they come with me. When they're in my room, I want you to feel safe. I like when the silent people that are watching,
Yes.
that are afraid to talk, I want them to talk. I want you to talk to me. I want to know your name. If you're
Yep.
talking to me, I want to know your name. You know what I'm saying? And I and I
Hmm.
I, I really try my best to, on top of my whole world that I have happening, I really try my best to get to know the people that follow me and get to know the people that invest so much time into me. You
Right.
know, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy being the person in the background that the other creators may come to and say, "Hey, JJ, I have, can you give me some advice?" I
Yeah.
I, I like that. I like to be that person. Um,
You
so
seem like the type of person you would definitely give that unbiased, truthful, you know what I mean, advice.
yes,
And that's very, very rare to come by. And TikTok is, man, TikTok is a lot of things, and it's crazy how it's brought so many people together. And if we all
correct.
just take the opportunity to kind of, listen to hear and not respond, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That would be amazing. You learn so much from everybody around here. Everybody you come into contact with on this app, you can learn so much from them if you just give yourself the opportunity to do that. You're your biggest enemy if you stop yourself
yeah,
from learning about other people and experiencing new things. So TikTok has definitely been a blessing for sure.
yes. And listen, it's been a blessing and it's been a curse for many.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's like I said, it's that emotional roller coaster. You meet people that you don't know, you
Right.
don't know anything about. I mean, like we're talking here on a screen and we have met in person, but at the end of the day, we don't know each other,
Right.
right? We don't know each other. You don't
Mhm.
know who you're talking to on the other side of the screen. You got to be real careful. I mean, listen, when I was single, I was catfished on TikTok.
Oh,
I was catfished.
really?
A girl, when I signed off live one night,
Uh-huh.
girl started to write to me,
Hmm.
and she sent me, a picture of herself, and I thought she was a pretty girl. I talked to her for like about a week and a half, and when I said to her, "Let's like FaceTime," and then I started to get like a different vibe from her, and it was like, oh, there was always an excuse
Hmm.
why she couldn't come to the phone and why she could only like text
Oh
me
no. Yeah.
phone. And I was like, wow. I was like, is this really happening? And I said to her, I was like, I told her, I don't believe you are who you are. I was
Yeah.
like, why don't you just be honest with me? and just tell me, listen, I fucked up. I sent you this picture. I'm not really who I say I
Yeah.
am. So I was like, do it. And the girl in fact sent me another set of pictures and said, I'm sorry, this is who I am. And I was like, why would you do that? And
Yeah.
she was like, I didn't think that you would like a girl like me.
Mm.
And I said to her, I was like, to be honest with you, I said, I don't like you because of what you did, not because of what
Right.
you look like. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like that's the reason why I don't that's why I don't like you, because of what you
Right.
did. And it turned out to be that there was another set of pictures. She was using someone's profile. My people, Danielle, my people found the girl.
Oh, listen, when
My people
TikTokers need to
found
find
the
something out, they gonna
girl.
find it out.
She found the girl of the profile that she was using.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to speak to her. I talked to her on
Wow.
the phone and was able to tell her, there's a girl using your pictures. She
Yeah.
was sending me pictures of her, of this girl. This
Yeah.
girl turned out to be so cool. We had a great conversation. We followed each other. She comes into my lives every now and then.
Wow.
But the girl that did the catfishing, at the end, she sent me a picture of who I would imagine who she really was. And she
Yeah.
apologized, and she was like, I'm so sorry that I did this to you, but this is what I look like. And I definitely know that you wouldn't have spoken to me. So I'm so happy that I got a chance to speak to you. And that's almost like a mind fuck.
It's a
Like,
back. It's an insult almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it, in a way she's saying like, you gave me like an experience maybe that she wouldn't have gotten, I guess, from
Right.
someone. Maybe someone cared for her, or somebody was like paying her attention, but
Right.
she was portraying herself to be someone who she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I honestly, I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
I was just like, I said to her, I was like, listen, I was like, you never had to do that. I said,
Yeah.
and I walk away because of just what you did, not because of what you looked like.
Right. Because that
That's,
trust is gone.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
and everybody in here, I mean, pay attention who you talk to. I mean,
Right.
if someone can't come to the phone or someone can't show you them, they may not be who they say they are. I mean, still, I mean, a good apple could turn bad.
Oh, it's freezing. Ugh. Okay. Oh, because I'm connected back to my Wi-Fi. Am I good?
Mm. You're good on my side.
Yeah.
I see you perfect.
Let me turn my Wi-Fi off again. Hold on.
Oh, bad freezing.
Okay, I turned my Wi-Fi off. Am I good now? Am I
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Okay, good now. Yeah, I turned my Wi-Fi off. All right. Listen, my Wi-Fi, I can't live without it, but it's making me so mad.
I
So,
just I just want to say, someone asked me about I had a surgery after I lost all
yes.
the weight just most recently. I had the skin removed from my arms, and another great decision. Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing, like, to put on like a guinea tea and not
Yeah.
have when you lose 150 pounds,
Yeah.
there's only so much the gym could do for you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I had it in my arms. That was my biggest insecurity, was my
Oh.
arm. You
Yeah, I
know,
know.
it really was, and it feels so awesome. Like, they're so tight. Like, I love I love it. So I had the surgery. I had it in Maryland with Dr. Joseph Michaels. He's
Hmm.
uh he's a plastic surgeon of some of the housewives. So
Yeah.
that's how it was referred, and he did a great job. It healed up real good. I mean, listen, I still have some scarring, whatever, but
Yeah.
I'll take the scars any day. I mean, the scars tell a story.
Right.
So,
So, for anybody that's thinking about getting the weight loss surgery, I mean, it's not just the surgery. You have to stick to it. It's a lifestyle change. You got to
correct.
make, the good decisions. Now, just from someone I've never had surgery, I really didn't look into it. If you do get a weight loss surgery, is it kind of like expected? Maybe you should like save up or be prepared to do the skin removal? Because I know that there's quite a few people that need the skin removal.
Yes, I mean the skin removal is obviously not covered. My this
Yeah.
surgery was covered by my insurance.
Mm-hmm.
The surgery for the arms was not. That was a
Right.
private. I had to pay for that, you know.
Yeah.
But if just know that, you know, if you are losing that type of weight, 100 pounds plus, the skin
Yeah.
it has to go somewhere. So
Right.
it's going to be there. So put that into play as well. You know what I'm saying? If you're having the surgery or you're thinking about having it or you're going through it, just know that at some point in time, maybe that's something you want to do. Not everybody does it.
Right.
I wanted to do it because
Yeah.
I want, wanted to feel better. So
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure whenever this summer, if I see you on live, I'm gonna ask you which way to the beach so you can go that way for me. I love doing that. Does
yeah.
anybody have any questions? My Wi-Fi is messing up, but does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to ask Miss JJ? I know some people are coming in late. It is going to be uploaded on YouTube. If anybody has any questions, also all of her JJ's owns. There's a link in her bio. Check out the link in her bio if you're interested in getting any of the JJ's owns. It's in there as well. You do have merch too in your bio, right?
Yes, the new merch will come out like in the fall time. Whatever's there is just what we have that's left over from spring.
They want to meet Amy. I'm not sure, is Amy still in here? If she would like to come in, she's more than welcome to. Hey, Tanya. Thank you, Judy. I had to pay out of pocket for gastric bypass my bill. Yeah, and someone said it in here as well. 20% off, must have two in the cart, no code necessary. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I
Um,
do.
oh,
The whole
Amy, if you'd
month.
like to come in the box, I would love to meet you as well. Definitely the guys, any weight loss surgery, it's not easy. And I hate when people that get surgery, they're like, oh, they did it the easy way. That's not the easy way. It's not an easy way.
It's just a tool. That's all it is.
Right,
It's a tool to help you get to the next step.
right.
You know, it really is. It's really not the easy way out because it's very easy. Like I said to you, it's only 3%.
Someone, Atticus asks, I've lost 118 pounds, struggling mentally with a skin issue. How do you overcome?
I mean, it's hard to say. Every individual is different. I mean, I just I saved my money, and
Yeah.
I looked into the surgery. I found the doctor, and I got it done. But if not everybody could do that. It's a hard thing to struggle with. I really don't have any advice for that because I
Mhm.
everybody goes through their own through their own stuff.
Right. Let me see if I can bring her in. There's so many. There we go. Yeah, it's not easy. So before you got this surgery, are you still selling JJ undressing? Yes, the link is in the bio. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. Can you do a sweet tea with Brandy? Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely gonna reach. She has a lot of people in her live, so when I go in there, it's a lot. But I need to reach out to Brandy. When they were talking about, hi, Amy.
Hi, how are
Oh
you?
God, your smile is gorgeous. Gosh.
You guys caught me while I was just like creeping. I was watching.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. This has been an amazing sweet tea, JJ.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great.
Yes.
You guys, I was listening. I'm just so intrigued. I'm like, I've heard the story 1,000 times, but I'm literally like, just listening. And I'm like, I already heard the story 1,000 times, but it never, her story never gets old. Never.
Right.
It never gets
And
old.
now you're part of that story, and it's beautiful.
I mean, I kind of am. I'm like, are they talking about me? And I am extra. I am extra.
Yes, she is.
But so is she. Very extra.
But it works.
I'm not the only one extra.
Am I freezing? No, I'm good. Am I good, guys? Good. If I'm
Yeah.
freezing, go out, come back in. JJ, I'm 65, back issues. I weigh 201. If I lose 40, will I have loose skin?
I mean, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. I think before you got the surgery, and you said that, you know, that was a problem. How did you overcome that mentally until you got the surgery?
I kind of just hit it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I would wear short sleeves. I mean, I would not wear short sleeves, but it was like my
Right.
biggest insecurity. It was, I
Yeah.
couldn't wear what I wanted to wear. Like, my body was where I needed my body to be, but my arms were bigger. So, like, you know,
Yeah.
if my shirt was a size large, the sleeve, you know what I'm saying? Like, the sleeves were beat like a little bit tight on me.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
Listen, now I have the, you know, like
Yeah. It's
the see
airy.
through.
You
You know
get
what I'm
air up in there
Yeah.
now.
I know, honestly, like at first when she said she was going to have the surgery, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's less I get to love. And so, like, can I
Oh,
just jar it up and take it with me, like, pet it? Or, because,
oh
like, I
God.
used to, like, snuggle up to her, like, it,
Yeah.
it wasn't as bad as she said it was. But, I know it was an insecurity for her. And I know that is like, it's boosted her up enough. I'm just like, babe, slow down. You're hot
Yeah.
and all, but come on, the guns have to stay in the shirt. Because she's like, but I'm like, no.
The gun's away.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, she looks amazing. I was
Yes.
her nurse. That's where I got Nurse Gucci. I stayed with her for a little over a month and took care of her. And
Oh,
she was like the best patient. Like,
yeah.
she was the sweetest. But I'm very proud
So
of her.
JJ told us about you being on live. Give me your perspective on it.
On live.
JJ come, yeah, JJ came in your live and was shooting that
Yeah.
shot. Give me your perspective. We heard JJ's.
Well, mine was, I wasn't, like I wasn't expecting. Honestly, it was the end of my live. I maybe had like 600 or 700 people, I think, maybe in there. I don't even know how many. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And it was the end of my night. I was ending my live, and I was just like, you know what? All right. We'd already been like doing the same thing. We were like, I was surfing, TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's see who else. I was like, all right, one more person. They were like, yes. I was like, one more person. And I said, I hope they're cool. I just need somebody cool. Cause if they're not, I'm dead. Like, I'm done. I'm cashed out, cause there was a couple of people, there are people that come in and they either
Yes.
can't talk English and they're trying to talk to you and you're like,
Right. Yeah.
but it's like, it's hard. So I'm like, all right, I hope they're cool. And I hit that button and I was just like, okay. So, our personalities, they matched par none. Like they matched, our energies
Yeah.
matched. And I was like, she was upbeat, cute. Like, she had this bubbly personality, and we just connected, we connected on such a cool level that, I instantly was like, she's going to be my friend. If not, she's going to be my friend. I wasn't thinking like I'm going to fall in love with her,
Right.
as like how we are. I just thought I was going to have this cool person. Like, she's cool.
Right.
But, yeah, 3 weeks it changed.
Very to change. What was
Yeah.
that? Because JJ is the first woman that you've ever been with, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What was that like? Because you went from one thing and then 3 weeks later. I mean, this is something completely different. And
Yeah.
dating a woman is something completely different than dating a man. I
It
mean,
really is. Listen, I will say this. I'm going to be very raw and rare right now. I never expected it. Never. If you would have asked me, I'd have said, hell no. I like, I was into men, but,
yeah,
I was at a point where, I didn't want to date. I was done with men. I just wanted to be by myself and live my life, raise my children, and just
mhm,
focus on my career. Like, I was done,
yeah,
done. And, but like, she came in, and I wasn't expecting to fall in love with her. At first, I was just like, I can't, no, this is like, I fought it for a minute. I was like, no, I was like, ooh. And then Slim, my best friend Slim, she's like, yeah, like, I don't know what's going on over there. Cause I took her to the bathroom. She came in, met her 3 weeks later. She's in my home, and I'm
yeah,
like, listen, Slim, I don't ever want to don't want to rub anybody the wrong way. Like, if it's not, like, I don't want to tease her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
yeah,
that person. I want to be real with her. If anything, there's a great friendship, like, cause I wasn't meeting her to like, are we gonna like, we were just like, we want to meet, we want to hang out, we want to see like Arkansas meets City Girl, like we just
yeah,
come together and just see what it was about. Cause we had such great vibes,
yeah,
and when the moment I seen her out, I stepped out of the car, opened up, like she walks out of this airport, and I just run over to her. I jump on her, we hug, and then it was just like, number one, I felt comfort for just a second. I felt like this is great. But then as the night progressed, it was like we were flirting, and then there was like this look that we would give each other, which we still give each other that look. And I don't know. I took Slim to the bathroom, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what's going on? She goes, whatever it is, you got it. It's there. It's happening. And I was like, is it happening? She's like, oh, it's going to happen. And I was like, is it like us? Like I never even kissed a girl in my drunken 20s at a party, trying to like make you look sexy for any, like never, like I never happened. So I was really nervous.
Right.
Really nervous. But then it's like, when I let that go of like, okay, Amy, like love who you love and it doesn't matter,
right.
like just let it be. Then it all just was like so natural. I didn't have to worry about coming out. I didn't care.
Right.
I didn't give a shit. You either liked it or you didn't. You either watched or you didn't.
Right.
It's your choice. And that's how I've always looked at it. And like, it's the best relationship I've ever been in. Like, I can't believe it. Like sometimes I sit there and I ask myself, like, I'm dating a girl. I got a girlfriend. Sometimes I'll be like, I got a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend. And I'm like, I have a freaking girlfriend, and I'm happy and I'm proud of it. Cause like, she's like the best. I was like, I found my best friend, my soulmate, my lover. And she's just gentle and soft. And I just love that. Cause I just needed her. It just all like happened. I needed her when I needed her, and she was there. And I never knew the form of love I was going to have was a woman. Like, you know what I mean? It shocks me, but I love it. It's perfect. I don't think I can ever go back. I told her, if you ever break up with me, I'm screwed. I don't want to date a man ever again, but I don't ever want to date another woman. Like, that's it. One and done. I'm either marry me or I'm
JJ, you're stuck.
I'm done.
You're stuck, JJ. You're done.
Yeah, that's it. Like, she's done. She's done or I'm done. Either one,
If you don't mind me asking, I know you said, and if you don't want to talk about it, I'll respect your boundaries, because we didn't talk about what your boundaries are. What was it? Because you said you only dated men, and it was just you and your kids. How have your kids are your? And this is for JJ too, because in your past relationship, did they have kids, or is this your first time being around kids?
No.
How's that working out?
The girl that I was with for 10 years, she had 2 kids, and I helped her raise children like for 10 years. So, it's not a problem. Her children are not a problem for me.
Yeah. My kids absolutely love her. Like, I came in, I'm like, all right, guys, this is my girlfriend. Here's JJ. You want to meet her? This is your girlfriend. And they're like, hey. And it was like, they never missed a beat.
Yeah.
They love her. They adore her. My son looks up to her. Like, my son is like, he loves attention, and he wants attention. My children have just been nothing but supportive for me. Right. They don't care who I date, what I date, where I'm at in my life. They're just here to love me and support me, and no matter what happens. But with
they love a happy mommy.
Yeah, they just love her. Yeah. They see me happy. And so, like, happy wifey, happy lifey. It's like how they are with the mom. Mommy's got to be happy.
Right. And I think a lot of people a lot of people take that for granted. Like, you got to think, like, you can be a phenomenal mother, but, they can tell when you're not happy, and they can tell when you are happy. And, it sounds like JJ just came in and was a little piece that was missing for everybody. And y'all just kind of connected. That's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's awesome. So a year and a half.
I still get butterflies to this day. It's crazy. Like, I'll pick her up from the airport, or she'll pick me up from the airport, and I'll just be like this shaking thing. I was shaking, and I'm like, and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, I still got those butterflies, babe. I get like super nervous, and I just get the butterflies after a year and a half. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys been together for a year and a half. I'm not going to ask y'all about the future plans. You guys are taking it slow, and you know what? That is perfectly okay. I totally agree with take it the speed that your relationship needs to go through, right? There's no we have to do this in this amount of time. You know what I mean?
Of course.
it's going with the flow and doing what makes both of y'all happy. And
That's right.
that's important. Go at your speed, not everybody else's speed. And I love that y'all are doing that so much.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, we have a little game plan, but if something kind of gets in the way, we'll just maneuver around it. We'll just figure it out. Like I just
Yeah.
think that when two people want to be together and they choose to be together and they love each other, no matter what throws their way, they'll make it work.
Right.
You may have to like change up your game plan, but always have
Yeah.
a plan. Always have a in focus of like you got to keep your eyes on the prize. And I feel like with me and her, that's what we do with our relationship, with our success of our business, and we just keep going.
Yeah.
You have tunnel vision for what you want, and
Yeah.
however we get there, and the journey that it takes us, we'll ride it out. We ride and we die. We go in together and we go out together.
You guys are so freaking cute. I listen. When I was doing the video, I was telling JJ when I was doing the video with y'all, and I was like, oh my god, the way they look at each other, it's so freaking like you can. Even I was showing my friend, and they were, and even she said the same thing about how y'all look at each other. I mean, everybody can see it. It's amazing. I love it. It's great. Yes, relationship goals. What does 150 mean? Someone asked for you to tell the story about 150.
Yes. Okay. So I have two godchildren. They're twins, and
Mm-hmm.
one of them, I mean, I've been with them since they're born. I was actually outside the room waiting for them to be born. So I've been with them. They're going to be 10 in July.
Oh,
So it's been 10 years. And one day I was with one of them, and his name is Mason. And I just look at them and I just so much love. I have so much love for them. I love them so much that I wanted to tell Mason, Mason, Aunt Joy loves you so much. And I said, I love you like 100. And he turned around and he looked at me. He's like, no, Aunt Joy, I love you 150. And when he
oh,
said that to me, it was like my entire being just
yeah,
melted, because it comes from such a pure,
yeah,
innocent place. When you are 5 years old, the love that you have, you don't know what that means. So
right.
you're just expressing, something you don't know. And I began to, when I said something that I meant, I began to say, seriously, 150. And that's how 150 came about. It comes from a very genuine place.
Yeah,
And they mean a lot to me. And I take it very seriously because I didn't really want to make it what it was. It kind of just turned into what it was, because what it actually is to me means a lot. So that sometimes the name gets thrown around a little bit, and that upsets me because it comes from such a pure place. But
yeah.
that's what it means. That's where it came from.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
My kids, I have two kids, and like my daughter or my son, like they'll give me a rock, and I will act like it is the best rock I've ever seen for my life, and I act like I'll be so grateful for this rock because I think in my mind, my son doesn't really own anything at the time. All he has in his possession is this rock, and he wants to give it to me. Out of
Yeah.
everybody in the world, he wants to give it to me. So I always make sure, like, anytime my kids gave me anything, it could be a picture, a crayon, a weed, a rock, anything like that. It's just something that they have, they wanted to give to us. And I think that we lose, as we get older, we lose sight on the value of things. We put a money tag on it instead of the emotion behind it. So I make sure, always make a big deal about something like that. Kids are just the purest, just
Uh,
sweetest little babies.
Mason gave me a Dr. Pepper, a cherry Dr. Pepper, when he was 5 years old. And he said to me, Aunt Joy, this is for you. I want you to keep it. Do you know, 5 years later, it is sitting in the bottom of my refrigerator. And I make sure
Oh,
it has never been touched, never been opened. Whatever they give me, I
yeah,
still have. I'm moving warehouses, and they have
yeah,
paid pictures for me. Scribble, when they were much
right,
younger. They came off the wall, and they're coming with me. I mean, I keep everything. Like
yeah,
it's such an amazing experience with kids. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Things they say. And listen, I feel like I learned, like, with my past, with the kids that I raised. I feel like they
hmm,
taught me sometimes.
yeah,
They teach you, and even Amy's kids now, like there are times when we have like family night, and like we'll
yeah,
be on a FaceTime, and her daughter will be in the bed, and like we just talk about everything. And like it's just it's just remarkable, really. I have to say, it's just an amazing thing. And like I said before, it's one of the healthiest relationships I've ever been in. You know,
I agree.
we don't like. I never have to worry. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I even she's 1,800 miles away from me, and I put my head down at night and I never worry about what she's going to do. And that in itself is a reason why a long distance relationship works. You got to trust each other. It's very,
Yeah.
very important. And I never worry. I just never do, because she never makes me worry. You know what I mean? Like there are things that people do that you find concerning. She never
Hmm.
ever puts that thought in my mind, nor do I do for her. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, let's be realistic. I'm the one that wants to go on and do JJ after dark, and I want to sit and I want to wink and I want to do all those things because that's how I started and that's me.
Right.
But she allows me to be me. And
Right.
that's, listen, when you become in a relationship with someone, if you try to change who that person is, the relationship is not going to work.
Right.
There's a difference of me winking and being a certain way, but then there's a level of respect. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I respect her, and I'll never take it to that point, but I appreciate the fact that I met somebody that allows me to be me, and
Right.
listen,
Don't want to.
yeah, so, there's a
See, like
certain,
it's not about what people say to you. In my mind, it's not about what people say to your person. It's about how they respond. You know what I mean? Like someone can sit there and say whatever they want to you, but how you respond, that's what's gonna make or break me. You know what I mean? If we're in a relationship or whatever it is.
it's
True.
a, it's,
True.
it, it works, and
Some, sometimes I'd be like, baby, reel it in
Reel
a
it
little,
listen, she does,
bring
and
it back just a little bit. Take a little bit. Woo-wee.
yeah, listen,
Listen, she's hot as hell. She's got it. Whatever
Right.
she possesses every bit of everything that everybody thinks about how sexy she is. She's got it. Trust me. I try to do it and I just look like I'm either having a seizure or I'm like, or I
Girl,
need
I have
help.
such a hard time doing thirst traps. I just
I can't do
I'm
them.
awkward. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like I just I'm with you. I have a hard
Yeah.
time doing thirst traps for
I mean,
sure.
and I love to just get in front of the camera. I'd be like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm
And I'm
ready.
like, I try to do it and there she's like, yeah, no,
No.
no, I can't do it. I just
I
can't. I
can't
can't look
either.
sexy. I don't know how. I'm like, I'm too busy being goofy.
Yes.
I'm so goofy all the
Yes.
time that I'm like, I don't even know how to be like real sexy. She
Yeah.
can just look and I'm like, God, stop it. Like, what are
See,
you
but what
doing?
it looks like with JJ is that you're funny and you're goofy is what is sexy.
I guess.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the way she is, listen, here's the thing, and this is why we work. You know, everybody looks for a certain something in someone, you
Yeah.
know, and it's different for everyone. But she is the girl that really I've probably been searching for my whole life. She is compassionate. She is understanding. And believe me, there are a lot of times where I give her props because I'm not easy, not all the time. And when I have something in my head, it's there, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and you're not going to tell me no. And you know,
I
I
do.
mean, I
And do.
I am that person, but she does reel me in
Yeah.
sometimes, and listen, sometimes I allow her to reel me in, and then other times I try to make my point. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I still try. You know what I'm saying? I still try, but I think that even me myself, my ways have grown on Amy. Certain like situations in life that happen, and throughout this time that we've been together, um, you know, we both have learned different things
Yeah.
about people and situations and things like that, and I think that's a part of it too. And I let her be her, and she lets me be me, and there's never any question. There's never any question like, what are you doing? Where are you? Like, it's not that. Most of the time she's like, hello, did you forget about me? I mean, I'm your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like second nature to me. It's just like, I'll just talk to you when I get home, babe. And she's like, no, no, no. You're going to call me when you get there. You're going to call me while you're there.
I think you guys definitely complement each other.
I get what I get, and I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta tell her. I said, baby, I'm telling you, and I'm teaching you how to treat me. You just gotta listen, and I'll make it very easy. I'll tell you what I need, and you just give it to me. I said, can you do the same? You tell me what you need, and I'll give it to you.
It's when I do it all the time. I'll be like, I just get 5 minutes of attention. Just 5 minutes. That's all I need. Just 5 minutes of attention.
I need 5 minutes about every 30 minutes. That's all.
Yeah.
Listen, and there are days that we go hours and hours and we don't talk to one another. She's busy working, and I respect what she does. Because listen, in the same sense, I need her to respect me and what I do. And even though she hustles and she does her thing, like I do my thing in a different way. And sometimes my day is so busy that I don't get a chance. But like I said before, she has taught me that you can take 30 seconds and just let somebody know that you're thinking about them. It's a give and take. It really, really is the give and take. And when she's a little upset with me or whatever, she makes her point across, and I listen. I definitely listen.
Reassurance and communication seems like something
we have that. Yeah. That's probably what makes it work.
Yeah,
no doubt. She's and like I said before, like I use the word easy because it's just never been so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just easy. Like I feel safe with her. I've never really felt safe with someone per se. Like I'm always the one that makes someone feel safe.
Yeah.
So like I feel safe with her in the sense like I can go to her and I could say, babe, I have this problem, or this is going on. She's always got a solution for me. She always brings light to what, a bad situation we could turn into a good situation. And we just have that thing. And I think that everybody lacks, like, you always got to remember the reason why you fell in love. I always tell somebody when they get married, don't ever forget the reason why you fell in love. And life happens and things happen, and especially being on social media. I mean, just perfect example. 2 days ago, I was accused of having an affair with one of the New Jersey housewives.
Right.
That video was seen by over 2 million people.
Right.
It occupied my whole day. But what everybody fails to forget here is that I understand they want to go after Melissa, but I have a life too. I have a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to send her a message and send her the video and say, hey, babe, I don't want you to like come across this and not know what's going on. When something goes down, she's my first call. Hey, this is what's going on, and we got that communication, and she obviously knows it's not true.
Yeah, I knew right away. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there at some of the pictures that were taken. I'm like, yeah, I was there.
Right. I saw one comment that was like, I took that picture.
No, I was there, you guys.
Yeah, but I think that's what, so, what's that one saying? The pen is mightier than the sword. And that's so true. These people that go and do these gossip things, they don't realize that the words and the things they put out there have real life consequences on other people that are involved in the situation. Regardless of if you think it's harmless gossip, what if Amy and JJ didn't have such great communication right now, and this was just the one thing? Or what if it was affecting JJ's business, where they started going and making reviews on JJ's business because they think JJ is now having an affair? I mean, there's so many different factors that I think it costs nothing to be kind. And, kindness goes way further than negativity. And just think about something before you write it. That your words have an impact, regardless of how small you think you are. It could be that one video that takes off for you, and now you're at 2 million views. Your words have an impact, regardless of how small or big you are.
Very true.
But now, Amy, it sounds like I need to do a sweet tea with you, though.
Oh boy. That.
Yeah, I would love to have a sweet tea with you. I think there's like, a lot of people have a lot of questions. I think that you have a story to tell as well. So I'm gonna have to reach out to you if you're wanting to do one, and we'll have to schedule one, get one set up.
Great. I would be willing to do that for
Yeah.
sure.
I think
I
it'd be
have a
good to
story.
get, yeah, and it'd be great to get your perspective on, meeting JJ, first woman ever, not even a thought, and, kind of like the late to gay aspect, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we say I say I'm not a lesbian. I just like Amy, right?
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I know people are so interested on like, how did you come out? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I didn't come out? Like, what am I
Right.
supposed to do? Like, come out and what? And they were like, say you're lesbian. I'm like, well, I'm not a lesbian though. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
into women. I don't even know what it's like to be a lesbian. I have no idea.
Right.
I just was, I love one person. I've never loved, I didn't love women before her. I'm not
Right.
a lesbian. I don't look at a woman and go, gosh, dang, I don't desire a woman.
Yeah.
I just
I think
desire.
everybody's so quick to put labels on everything. And, I talked about before how it's like they want to force you to put this label or force you out of the closet. Then you have the other people that are trying to force you back in. They're like, no, you're not really. And it's just, you're living and you're laughing and you're loving and you found someone that you love. And, that's your person. It doesn't matter anything else. And I think there just needs to be a little bit more grace when it comes to things like that.
Mm-hmm.
With someone's private life, give them a little bit of grace. And, if they want to say, if whatever we want to say is what we want to say. And
Right.
you can't force us to say something. You can't force us to put a label on something. And this is, you love who you love.
That's right.
I'm a part-timer.
Right. I mean, listen, if I were a lesbian, I would choose her all over again.
Right. You would choose her regardless.
Thank you, babe.
Just
You are so
saying,
cute together.
she's a hottie.
I'm definitely have to get with you. I'll have to schedule a sweet tea. I think there's a lot of questions there. JJ, you have been amazing. This has been a great sweet tea. This is definitely what we all needed on here. Your story is amazing. Just overcoming so much and so much positivity and perseverance and just everything that you've been through and finding beautiful Amy and just it's been amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thank you so much for coming on here. Amy, I thank you for coming on here too, even though we sprung it on you.
It's been amazing. I've been here watching like this. That's my girlfriend. That's so good. I'm our little cheerleader in the background. I'm like, oh, babe. It's great. It's great. Yes.
Yeah. I have to tell you that I love this that you do. I think that people invest so much time in a lot of people, and when you have them on, you get a little bit more insight of a person, and you are hosting that, you're bringing that to light, and I think it's an amazing thing that you do. Thank you for having me. I think it was a great live. I really see a lot of the comments, and if anybody has any questions, maybe Amy and we can go live for a little while when we exit.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian did the same thing. Absolutely. Feel free to. Once I get it put on YouTube, I can shoot you over the link if you want to put it in your bio or anything like that for people to come watch your YouTube. I love doing this. I think it's so much easier. Like when we come on here and we try to tell our story and it's just us, we kind of, sometimes we squirrel, we go over here, we forget something. And it's just so much easier to have a conversation. And I love being able to show this side of people on here that are so loved, and it helps people. I think there's a lot of people in here connected with, the surgeries, with business, with, falling in love on TikTok, and it just helps people not feel so alone and gives them a little bit more understanding.
Yes, I agree.
Well, I'm going to close myself out.
All
Thank
right,
you
love.
for having me. It was so nice. I guess see you again. I've met you at the event.
Yes.
Thank you guys. And I'm going to let y'all do your thing. I'm sure everybody will see a bigger screen of her. So I'll
be messaging you.
Out of here, okay? You guys have a good night. Thank you.
You too, honey.
Me.
She's sweet, right?
Oh, dude, she's the best. I love it. Y'all are so freaking cute. You definitely are couple goals for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
I got lucky.
All right, honey. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Again, anything that you need, it's going to be on YouTube. I'm going to download it. Usually takes about TikTok about 24 hours to process it, and I usually get it up the next day. If you have any questions, you can comment on my YouTube. I'm sure JJ is going to go live. Ask JJ questions. Make sure you check out JJ's link for JJ's own 6 different flavors. Check them out. They want to give them. There it is.
I gave the wink. I gave the police are out of the room. We give a double. You know what I'm saying?
What's your YouTube? The link is in my bio, or you can search Sweet Tea with Danny on YouTube.
Awesome. This is awesome, Danny. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, JJ.
And if there's anything that I could ever do for you, I'm a phone call away.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take advantage of that. Trust that.
Absolutely. Anything at all. Guys,